Greetings, and welcome to A Year of Movies, a Planet Geek production. For this project, we are using the Ivan Walters reference book of 365 films to watch on the day they happened. Each day, we watch a movie associated with the date we are watching it on.
And as it is the 9th of July, we are going to be watching The Big Red One from 1980, directed by Samuel Fuller and starring Lee Marvin. So the only reason that I am aware of the existence of this movie is because of one of its stars, Mark Hamill, as an early, just post A New Hope, Star Wars movie that he was involved with. Other than that, knowing that it's a war set movie, I had no really any more knowledge of the movie than it's one of the few movies on Mark Hamill's list of movies that I have yet to see. So hence this would be a first viewing for me. And like I'd already mentioned, not only does this movie star both Lee Marvin and Mark Hamill, but it also stars Robert Carradine, Bobby DeCicco, Kelly Ward, and Siegfried Rauch. Having previously fought in World War II, an unnamed sergeant, played by Lee Marvin, now leads soldiers of the U.S. 1st Infantry Divisions through World War II. His men include conflicted marksman Private Griff, played by Mark Hamill, pulp novel writer Private Zeb, Robert Carradine, Sicilian Private Vinci, who is Bobby DeCicco, and medic Private Johnson, played by Kelly Ward. The soldiers adapt to the hardships of war as they see conflict in North Africa and Sicily, and take part in the D-Day landing. Also end up liberating a Nazi concentration camp. So of course for this project I've seen plenty of wartime films, stuff that has been between World War I, World War II, Vietnam, and so forth, and everything in between and even prior to. But this one seemed to be a little kind of a different aspect to it. It's more, seems like an episodic telling of the different locations in which World War II that this group of soldiers find themselves in. Now we're dealing with the leading officer of Lee Marvin and the 4 core members who seem to be the only ones that have the good fortune or the luck to survive all these incursions, and each time they have new men added to their roster just to become fodder later on. But again, we jump from situation to situation, and we deal with the feel of like a made-for-TV movie. It's not overly graphic. It's not very violent either. There is a bit of gunplay. There's some really cool pyrotechnics and all that. But the movie actually starts off with... So we enter into this movie through an earlier incursion where the Sergeant Lee Marvin establishes his first appearance in war, which is way back in 1918. And the sequence itself is actually in black and white, making it feel like a completely separate situation. And of course, they do their best to, in the black and white, de-age Lee Marvin, because by the time we jump to his World War II, he's already very gray-haired and whatnot as an older gentleman. So we're just doing a jump of about 20 years, making the 20-year jump in time. It's kind of cool to be seeing just after, basically, I think finishing Corvette Summer is when Mark Hamill goes into this movie, and seeing a pre-Revenge of the Nerds Robert Carradine, which I've seen him in movies prior to that, but it's kind of neat to see a new role with him not playing the character of Lewis is kind of neat in the 80s to begin with. Again, it has a sort of TV production feel. Like the closing credits look very like end of your episodic television that comes up and whatnot. But I mean, it's enjoyable, but again, I don't think it will stand the test of time as like one of the greatest war movies of all time. Well, at least in my opinion. If there are you out there that really enjoy this movie, I apologize. I just didn't see the huge draw other than, seeing babyface Mark Hamill once again. So at one point, when the Allies recapture Tunis, which is during one of the altercations that happens, the squad gets replacements as they engage in a rough bull session with them on July 9th, 1943, the night before the invasion of Sicily, which is about 39 minutes into this 1 hour and 53-minute movie. And on that note, we're going to wrap up this particular episode and look off into the future to see what we're going to be watching for tomorrow, which is July the 10th, and that is going to be The Green Mile from 1999. So until next time, go see a movie.